This soul, which is not developed, it is a buddhata. It is the embryo of soul, or a tathagata garbha. It is of the essence. That's why it's just a head. It is an ego, an I. It is someone who's not developed. And that soul is being magnetically attracted to the psychological environment of this couple. It is magnetic. It isn't a choice. That soul doesn't say, oh, they look like nice parents. I want to go live in their house. Nope. That soul is drawn there by magnetism, by karma. There is an affinity energetically, karmically, between the psychological disposition of that disincarnated person and that couple. So at the moment of conception, the bond is made, and that soul is born into that family by psychological affinity. This means your family that you have now is rooted in this law. Simple cause and effect. Psychological affinity. And if you observe families, you can see it. Members of families tend to have very similar psychological habits. We always think it's because they grew up together. No. They were born into it. It's karmic. On the other hand, we have a couple here, and above them in the clouds is a realized being who is developed. It is a soul. It is an initiate who is in equanimity. This person's awake. They can choose to be born or not, because they're negotiating their karma. What that person is doing is something called closing wombs. That's what this painting represents. This is a yogi in meditation on the process of birth. We see a child emerging from the womb of a woman. And the yogi has his hand very gently resisting that. This is called closing wombs. It is a tantric teaching that we'll talk about. It essentially relates to the ability of the yogi who has his eyes up, contemplating above. He is not attached. He is in equanimity, conscious, and thus is not pulled by the magnetism of birth. He's dead, but not being reborn. So this is what we have to comprehend. In the next few lectures, we'll talk in detail about all of these many facets of death. Physical death, mystical death, spiritual death. It's very deep and profound. And if you are interested in learning more about this subject, meditate. You can read a lot of books if you want, but you'll just get a lot of concepts from that. If you really want to know about death, meditate. Meditate every day on your own approaching death. What does that mean? How do you meditate on that? Visualize it. Not visualizing a funeral and all your relatives weeping, because that's only going to beef up your pride. Oh, they're going to miss me so much. I love them. That's not the kind of meditation I'm talking about. I'm talking about meditating on what you don't want to meditate on. Real death. This body that you're in now, stopping. Visualize that. Take time with it. Imagine it. And watch your state of mind. And how you avoid it, and you don't want to deal with it, and your mind wants to be distracted and think about happy things. Concentrate. Visualize the death of your body. Visualize not only its death, but its decay. we are scarcely aware that these bodies that we have are very impermanent and very weak and filled with all kinds of really gross stuff. This type of meditation can have very profound impact on your consciousness. Not only will it give you a great motivation to work hard, and it can give you great serenity and dispel fear, but it can also cultivate enormous compassion. Because when you really comprehend that your own body is going to die, and you don't know when, very naturally, you will start to realize that the same is true of everybody else. And when you look at people, you'll realize they're going to die too. I should treat them well. I should treat them with love. Not anger, not criticism, not sarcasm, not with cruelty, the way I have been, but with great tenderness. Because all of us, if we knew that someone that we associate with was about to die, we wouldn't be mean to them. We wouldn't curse them. We wouldn't call them names. We wouldn't be rude. We wouldn't ignore them. We'd be very gentle, right? Very sweet. We should be that way all the time. Treating each other with a lot of compassion, patience, love. So this activity of meditating on death is not morbid. It isn't gross. It isn't scary. This is why Samael said, from death we can learn everything.